we are empowering these women by sharing with them and talking to them, educating them on disaster management, which now is related to what you're asking. And in disaster preparedness is one of the key factors. So if we need to manage disaster, then we have to prepare ourselves. We have to also ensure that wherever we are, we listen to the radios, we listen to the meteorological department to tell us when they expect the heavy rains and what needs to be done. So in this case, that is a warning sign. I'm Dr. Skitter Mbugua, the Executive Director for Women, Peace, Climate Resilience, Justice Association. In short, we call ourselves WOPCAA. And WOPCAA is a women-led organization dealing with women empowerment. And we are here today because if you remember very well, in April this year, there was a heavy flood that was in Nairobi. And the people of Kibra and people of Madare really were affected. Many lost their household goods, their businesses. And as WOPCAA, we said, now that we concentrate so much our efforts on women, how would we help them to recover and rebuild their lives? That's why we are here today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really interested. Why did you come up with this organization? What inspired you to come up with this organization after the floods?
Thank you so much. This organization, we established it last year in September, and it was after a group of women sat and were wondering, because women are disproportionately affected in the society, how can these women who have gone to school, they are experts in their own fields, how can they contribute to women empowerment? So that's why now the group that sat together were some judges of Environment and Lands Court. We have some people from environment, climate change, and we also have some from psychosocial area. So we thought, wow, let's come up with this organization that will be focusing on climate change, and they will look at different perspectives through the lens of climate change. And that's why now this organization was birthed, and it concentrates on peace, it concentrates on health matters, it concentrates on building the food security and also ensuring that there is justice.
Okay. Because a lot of women are affected, or rather were affected that time, and it's not by your power to help everyone. So how do you identify people who need the most help and like the process of helping them?
All right. Thank you again for that. We don't identify the people ourselves. We work with already existing structures. Like in this case, we work with the county governments. We also work with the national governments. Because when this flood happens, you remember the humanitarian actors came to the ground and they were registering the people who have been affected. They were helping them in different ways. So these different structures have got names and contacts of these people, and therefore it wasn't difficult to identify them. So we have been actively involving the national government offices and also the ward admins and county offices.
Okay. In case there is a tragedy again, because flood is something that comes and goes, what kind of training will you give them to help them, like, protect themselves from that tragedy again in the near future?
All right. Thank you, Rukia. Like in today's event, whatever we are doing, we are empowering these women by sharing with them and talking to them, educating them on disaster management, which now is related to what you're asking. And in disaster preparedness is one of the key factors. So if we need to manage disaster, then we have to prepare ourselves. We have to also ensure that wherever we are, we listen to the radios, we listen to the meteorological department to tell us when they expect the heavy rains and what needs to be done. So in this case, that is a warning sign that rains are coming. So if somebody is occupying areas near a river, then this person is, what means is that they need to vacate from those areas and go to safer places. So we are telling them that this is, we are preparing them. And we're also telling them that in their houses they need to have an emergency kitty. So if you have kids, you need to put some clothes for these kids. You need to have some medicine, basic medicine. You need to have some of the basic things that you need in case there is something that can happen, so that if you are being evacuated, you run away with your small bag. Yes.
In moments of disasters and tragedies of floods, a lot of people are usually in-house. They're not going to work because of the effects of floods and stuff. And in this process, other people may have to go through gender-based violence and stuff. So how can you best train them to come out of that or protect themselves from it?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That is also a key topic that we are dealing with today, and creating awareness on gender-based violence. And we are telling them that this gender-based violence can happen to women. It can also happen to men. So we are telling them that they should learn on how to solve problems by amicably, by sitting and finding the root cause of the issue, and then together they speak it out and they solve it early, so that they don't build up problems. Because when you build up these problems, that's when now the only way out is the violence, to fight somebody physically, emotionally, and also mentally. Yeah, so we are speaking about all that, and I think the participation has been great, and the questions that have been asked, it means that people have gone through this, and now we are encouraging them that it can happen to anyone and they need to speak it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of being like so much weak, not weak per se, but women, we are not as strong as men are at some point, and we tend to lose hope so quick. So how can you help a woman to stay positive in terms of disasters? Because we usually feel like it's the end for us, and yet we also need to always stay positive. So how can you tell us to always stick to our positive side?
As WOPCAA, we are saying that hope dies last. You should never allow to lose hope until now you die. So we are encouraging them that they should be very positive in life. In case there is a disaster, there is a way that it can be solved. So if you develop the positive attitude, the resilience, then it means that even if anything comes, you'll not be taken down.
Okay. In terms of training and WOPCAA, how long does this support last? And are there any support to be offered after the training?
Thank you so much. We have had several trainings. Like the other one we had was financial literacy training. And in that financial literacy training, we were basically teaching and training the women on how to budget, on how to keep records in their businesses, and how to just have good customer care. So we expect them to follow that, and we are not saying that our project is ending now. We shall keep on following them, visit them in their business places to find out how they are faring on. And I'm glad as we were training them, there is a circle that came around, and they explained to the women how they work. And I'm happy to have seen some women registering with them, because it is really an easy way of saving their money, and then they can get ×3 of the funding that they have kept, and I think that can support them.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
In every organization or in any business you start, you usually track to see if whatever you're doing is making ends meet. So how do you track that whatever you're doing is like really helping the women that you are training, and how far are they with the help?
That's very good. Measuring the impact, that is very critical for any project. It cannot be complete without proper monitoring and evaluation and learning included. So this project is coming to an end very soon, but the monitoring and evaluation will continue for 6 months until now we are able to see the impact that has had on these women, and you know, it can pick the feedback and also what we did well, what we didn't do so well, and what we can do next time that will be better.
Okay, nice. From the help that you offer, is it financial or material wise? Because like after the floods, people need to bounce back, yeah? So what kind of help or financial support do you offer to them?
For right now, we are not offering any financial support. We are not giving money to the women who are affected. What we are doing is that we are teaching them. We are teaching them on how to manage funds. We are teaching them on how to remain positive. We are teaching them on how to build resilience. And we are directing them to where they can go and get help. And I'm glad that in Kibra, we have women who do a lot of table banking. So if we encourage them that that's a good way. So long as they use the money that they borrow in a proper way. Yeah, because really, I'll tell you, nobody can give you money for free. Yeah, in this era, there's no free money. Yeah, people will educate you on how to take care of your money. You do the business, you repay back. But we intend to do proposal writing so that at least we can get some grants to help those really the needy cases. And I'll be very happy to come back with WOPCAA to see those needy cases that we can give them the grants.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Wrapping up, I am sure a lot of women are in this journey with you. What can you tell them, those who are bouncing back and those who are starting the journey with you? What can you tell them?
I'll tell them to remain strong, to remain focused, and never to lose hope, because there is always another new day. So I'll encourage them to continue moving and never stop moving. Life is gonna be good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've heard that mwanamke ni mshindi.
Mwanamke ni mshindi na mafuriko sio mwisho. Thank you.